approaches and has a hit. Jack McGlynn! That is an absolute banger to draw this game level.
What is up? We're back. Game week 13. It appears YouTube's working already, so that was what I was kind of worried about because the last two, I don't know what happened. So it's good to see that. Good old Ben with the great username there. What's happening? Good to hear from you. Ronan, good morning to you. Good morning. Love to see it. I'm just going to post the links in some places, and then we'll get rolling here. MLS questions, you can hit them with me right away if you want. You can wait. You can hang out. If you don't have any questions, just want to chill, that's great too. I gotta get this. Anyone having any luck in this game week by chance? I am not. If you were here last stream, didn't have anything going. So I'm actually going to get a box somehow, which is awesome. Didn't expect that. Let's see. Yeah, all looks good. Ooh. Man, was on podium and contender. Then my dang, that's the worst. They take away the decisive. That's so annoying. Tier 2, you'll take it, but man, what could have been? What could have been? Dang. All right. Post this in Discord. Who's going to be the best team? Columbus looks it at the moment. Outside of like Inter Miami, if they just kind of run away with it. But with Columbus being able to rotate and things like that, it's tough to write them off. Another tough loss last night, but yeah. Evander FC, yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame he's out. Definitely a shame he's out. One more place. Might as well put it in general, right? All right. So let's jump right into it. Checking in somewhere over Atlantic. Enjoy your trip, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Make sure you stake out Congress or Parliament. Sorry, not Congress. Parliament over there. Somewhere over the Atlantic. That's awesome. That's awesome. In-flight Wi-Fi. Shout out. Saving lives. Formal complaint. Yeah, just give it to Chara. He'll get one anyway, so he can afford to miss a match. Yeah, so if you're new, any questions you have, hit me with them. I'm very scatterbrained, so I'll just pop around. Yeah. New England, I don't know what world you live in, but yeah, sure. They just got the break speed off them. Guess what? La Liga, biggest overlay. Who'd have thought? Oh, man. Lewis, what's happening? Haven't even gotten around to looking at Sorare. Yeah, love it. I haven't looked at a single lineup yet. I was just kind of building mine. Not looking forward to the midweek this Wednesday. Quick turnaround. It's going to be annoying. But yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at your EPL and championship so that I can help build mine as well. Only concern is Blake. Yeah, Blake is somewhat of a concern. I was kind of waiting for some of the beat writer action. Some training news would be great. Not sure we're going to get it. We'll look it up here. I like Philadelphia Soccer now. They usually give a good presser breakdown. We'll run through the sources, but I haven't seen anything on him. Post-game interview, he seemed completely fine. But like him holding his ribs every time he dove, like that was kind of just annoying, just because he's made of glass. But just Mike it. What's happening? How we doing? Daniel Cooper, what's happening? Love it. All right, so let's do a little quick Twitter search to see if in the last hour or anything I've missed anything from. I like Philadelphia Soccer now. Pretty solid. I don't follow them, but they're on my list. I apologize. I'm going to follow. Yeah, the last thing has been 9 hours ago. It didn't have anything to do with Blake. Nothing there. We will see. Let's see. Get my list. I doubt there's anything. Is this public? Can I make it public? No, it's public, I think. I have this MLS newsfeed. If you're interested, I got like 78. I add to it anytime I see like a respectable source. Sometimes I take them out, but pretty solid. Why are you hating on New England? They're coming back. I mean, I'm the biggest Carles Hill fan outside of maybe Sean. I love Carles Hill. Yeah, that's just seeing if I missed anything in the last hour. But this is what I do. So if you're interested in basically how I come up with all my news and things like that, basically have this thing, Jose Armando. He's my Inter Miami guy. He always does a great job with the pressers. Third Degree for Dallas, John Molinari for Toronto, but some of his stuff is paywall. This is basically what I do. I just run through this list. If I see someone like post something and I'm like, oh, I don't have them on here, I add them in there and I just refresh this. And that's kind of my process. So if you're ever wondering, I guess that I made that available. It doesn't say that it's private. So if you're interested in following that and kind of helping you out, by all means, go for it. But that is part of my process. So La Liga, here we go again. It's just like a broken record. I loved hearing the old Real Betis. I don't know how to say it either. I always say Betis, but that doesn't sound right after the Sorare data show. And if you're kind of looking at this, so this is really funny just from like my perspective. There's a forecast tool here that I used. And I'm not kidding. Betis was at the top of my list. I ended up not doing La Liga. I went Bundesliga instead and like spent more on that. But I was in that same boat. So this is a feature that I haven't really showed on here. This feature is awesome too. So like there's so many features on this. This forecast tool, you can change it around. This means the next 3 games, like where at in the table, and you can highlight it and see lower is the better standing. So like the higher you want to see. That's kind of what you're looking at, but you can go all the way out to 5. If you really want to, you can separate the champion challenger. So like, you can kind of see, all right, lower, better value, the next 3, obviously. And that first one's the current standing of that team. So like Rayo Vallecano, they're in 9th, and the next 3, they have a solid little form. If you want to sort, I was just kind of last time, I was sorting this. Let me do by N3 number, just because, and descending. Just because this is kind of like how you should have it, then you can kind of break down from there. So MLS is back, baby. Just Mike, I'll throw it in the comments. So actually, this is Sorare probabilities, and he gives you a free trial, so you can try it out for yourself first, and then here's all his links. Share profile. Oh, don't want to do that. Copy link to profile. There we go. So I'm going to post it in the chat here, and you can DM him and see what his link tree looks like to see what the process looks like. Yeah, so you can request a trial. So you actually don't even have to DM him. Request a trial here, and then I'm not sure how long the trial is, but you can just try it out first. I would suggest trying it out first, and then you can contact him. He makes your own kind of spreadsheet for you, sends you the link basically, and then if you do sign up, you can use content creator codes. You can pick the league that you want. I would be the MLS or USA guy, but if you have anyone like Lewis's link for EPL, it'd be greatly appreciated, obviously. But I would promote this even if I didn't get any kickback. So some of these tools, like we've gone through so many on the stream, but like this forecast tool is crazy too. If you want to look out. So I like kind of looking out 5 as well, just to kind of see where we're looking as well. You can do by goals against, XG. Brad is kind of like seeing where these teams going to be at. So Hellas Verona has the best fixtures in champ based on this. Let's get a Bundesliga. Freiburg are the best in the next 3 based on the league position. So as the year goes on, obviously, like Bundesliga is really just starting. But obviously, Bayern actually has a tough run. So that could be interesting for, other teams if you're trying to throw around a stack. So like I have a Stuttgart stack right dead in the middle. Yeah, that's crazy. So we could have like Dortmund absolutely run away with it in the next 3. Wolfsburg is actually the best, which is crazy to see like some of these low tables. So back to the entire where I started with this. Betis was popping off like crazy because they had that crazy run of fixtures that was really easy. And I didn't buy them. So long story short. Oh, yeah. So how long has it been running and how much fine tuning does he do? He works on this all the time. He's coming up with the rivals. It's in testing, like we've been testing it as well. It's unbelievable. He basically comes out with new features all the time, and it gets better as time goes on. So it needs to interpret that with historic game weeks. So he does that, and some of the like projected scores whenever we get to the player database are off a little bit at times, but at the same time, with more data sets, it gets better. He likes to have 3 home and 3 away before he feels like it's a decent projection. But these projections are just like, if you see a guy that's like 97, like Pellegrino, he's probably not going to score 97, right? But there's other columns here that kind of help you out. How many times has he hit 70+% in the last 5? 17%, so 1 out of 5. So it's yeah. I honestly don't know how much it is. Maybe in the $40 a year or something. I have no idea. But that was originally that might have been like a year and a half ago. I'm not sure, but it's the amount of different things on here is just crazy. And like I said, if I didn't get a kickback, I would still be talking it up because. Between this and the Sorare lineup builder, I don't think I could build my lineups. Like, here we go. 40 euros for 6 months. I knew Lewis would know, so appreciate that. You honestly probably can't beat that. That's for this much data and everything. It's crazy. And you can integrate your players, which is a huge, huge help. And then you can, if you want to do in season, you just want to see the in season cards. In season cards are highlighted. I mean, he just updates and updates and updates. And for as much as I do, I feel like he does like 100 times more than I do in the server space. So can't speak highly of Egal and the product. Like this game week info, him putting this together, this was just like another thing that he just put together, which with the Sorare UI, it's like really hard to find out, okay, in this division, there's so many entries and stuff like that. Yeah. When I use it for this game week, he's usually pretty good about it. If you fill out that form, he'll probably get back to you beforehand. But no promises. Like if I send him a bug or anything, he just absolutely gets on me and gets back to me real quick. Boulot, what's happening? Can you show best value in SR? It's like super rare, or what exactly would you like to see? I can show you whatever you want. So you're saying like super rare, or just let me know. All right, so La Liga, broken record here in limited. D1, 145% chance right now. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's jump to super rare right away. We usually don't do super rare, and I know you're a super rare guy. Do you have the new Chelsea collection? Are you the guy that has the Chelsea collection? That's the blue on blue that looks just phenomenal, or Chelsea cards? For some reason, I have that stuck in my head that they look so good. If so, it looks like it's super rare La Liga in season 1, 66% chance there. Bundesliga, I'll blow this up a little bit too. There you go. Bundesliga in season 1, 57%. Champ in season, 35%. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. I just couldn't remember, but it was filthy because this is the blue on blue. It's Hershey. What's happening? Yeah, Thursday Night Football as well. I feel sick playing 2 Giants players, but with the injuries to my team, it's just been brutal. Yeah, the Chelsea super rares. We whatever the unveiling stream was, we were looking at them and it was just like, man, so good. Eredivisie special, 34%. That's pretty legit. For the super rare, I don't really know much about the super rare division. I've never played it other than I played Rare Pro before, but never played straight super rare. So I'm not sure how good these percents are. Prem in season super rare 1, 30%. Animated and hollow. That's interesting. 30.3%. Under 23, 27.5. In season La Liga 2, 25. In season Bundesliga 2, 22. Challenger in season 1, 21, and 20% on that. And I'll just do a little scroll there. Padel, what's happening? How we doing? Appreciate you. Nah, man. Not derailing whatsoever. I'm super scatterbrain, as everyone in here that's been around forever knows. I just bounce back, kind of like a squirrel. And just, whoa. All right, we're back. But yeah, just do a light scroll here. So is there any specific one that you want to see that you want me to stop on? You just let me know. All-Star special here at the bottom, 2%. Yeah, I knew they threw the All-Star in there at the last second kind of thing, but yeah. Got a lineup for Monday. Oh, okay. Yeah, hope to get some cash there. Nice. That percent is just pure quantity. It does not do quality. So you kind of have to do your own. If you're looking for like, okay, is there a tier 1? What are we kind of talking about? But this is kind of like a starting point, for sure. Just want to see at the top. Nah, man, this is what the stream's for. It's literally just Q&A. The more questions, the better the stream, right? But yeah, this reward chance is just, so 4 total rewards, 6 lineups are in there right now. And it doesn't take in consideration anything like that. But then the cash on top obviously is great. Yeah, let's see. Let's just go down the ladder. Let's go rare and then finish up with limited. La Liga 1, who'd have thought? That's crazy, right? Oh man, 106%. So still they'll probably get below there. So you're not going to be guaranteed a reward in there. But great prize pools, man. 10K, 13, 15. Wow. Bundesliga 1, Prem 1, Champ 1, Challenger in Season 1. That's where I'm going to be going for sure. Trying to grind out some last kind of hurrah in MLS. We got like 3 or 4 game weeks just based on the teams that I have. And for Philly, this is their last like good matchup. The rest are really tough. So hopefully my Philly boys can get me one more for the road. In-season contender up there as well, 33%. So if you're in D1, you have a solid chance. It is tougher up there, but you never know. Less lineups to compete with. La Liga 2, Bundesliga 2. I got relegated in my Bundesliga, so I think I'm back down to 4, which is brutal. I want to get to those higher ones and just haven't been able to. So a little brutal on that. Under 23 Classic 1, 25% right now. So sadly, I don't have a D1. I think I have 3 D2s. So that's a bummer, but what can you do? Prem 2. La Liga Classic 1, 17%. I mean, these 17% aren't that bad. I know more lineups will get in there, but at the rare level, these are pretty solid amounts. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen like better than 10% in this many. Here's the Eredivisie Special Rare. 14% if you're playing there. PSV. I feel like you have to have some PSV players, maybe some differentials with PSV. Let's see. I was kind of looking this up. Zwolle, PC Zwolle, however you say that. They have a decent matchup. I have McNulty from them. So, yeah. Bayern versus Leverkusen. There's a chance for other. Yeah. I did see that. That's nice. With Bayern having a tricky schedule, it's not that they can't still score, but you kind of love to see that if you're a guy that doesn't have some of those top guys from those teams and you have like other teams. So let's see. I want to see the anime and holo. Anime and holo, 8.53%. I got to look into that because I haven't looked into the roles, and are holos just limited? Do I have that right? Holos are just limited. Wonder if we can scroll this week. I don't want to see it. Don't show me. Oh yeah, so here's my box. Hugo with an absolute great matchup. I didn't buy a goalie, obviously. If you're around at the stream, Dario scored, but Sven, Mijnans, 3-2 match, and he just didn't do very well, which was surprising. He did neither here nor there. All right, animated holo edition. Let's see what it looks like. So you only need 1. Okay, I wasn't sure what that would look like. Interesting. I'm going to look at rare. Okay. All right. So what do we got? 1,500 up top and a box. So we got cash prizes through 100 and then boxes for 10%. Might be interesting. I'm not sure if my cards will make it there, but I'm not going to prioritize it. Duncan, what's happening? Sven, you called. You appeared. Let's go. Mid pick scores in the EPL. All right, let's see. Player database. We'll just do classic just to see everybody. And we'll go to mid. Sometimes you have to give it a minute or two to kind of get through it. Onana up at 100. Again, not as much. Obviously, the more data we have, the better off the scores. But you can see there's only 100 at the top, and then you can see the rest. Shout out to Lewis for the percents, helping everybody out, and that's a huge feature. And then the connection with Sorare Inside is really nice because the percents just are one and the same for that. I just picked up a Fabio Carvalho. which was nice. I was pleasantly surprised with him. He's a tier 3, kind of middle of the road tier 3. I needed some EPL depth. Can't wait for Matt Vifer to be back. You got Caicedo at the top here, Kudus, Kamada, and also just a heads up, I put 50% as like the threshold. I don't really want to see anyone that's projected lower just because I don't really play them. Or if like I'm going to buy somebody, if they're, less than 50, no way. Yeah, Bruno down here. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But like, even if the projected scores are off, everything here is kind of really big, 70% plus in the last 5. The difference is made between home and away. So that's why he likes to have more. That helps a lot. Win percentage, clean sheet percentage, XG, how much they're playing in the last, and all that stuff. And then you can see the possession of the team. You can see the floor prices and limited rare and super rare if you really wanted to. But Sorare data is obviously good with that. You can just kind of see, are they going to possess the ball more than their opponent? What are they kind of going to do there? So there's so much in this that I don't use and like I should use more. But you can just absolutely get lost in this. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. This helps me get into the slate as well, because I kind of just come into this. I've only done lineup projections for MLS, and then I come into this and check out what we have going on. So that's kind of, I like it as well, just because it kind of helps me talk through things. And then let's just run through limited real quick, and then we'll get to who are the biggest favorites, who are going to give PSV a run for the money in the Eredivisie. Probably no one. But yeah, we got all the D1s here. D2 looks pretty good too for in-season La Liga. So if you have either a 1 or 2, you might be in a really good spot. Prem D1, 50% right now. So you're looking at prize, so a little bit of cash and a box, which is great for that top 50%. Again, this is as of now in the morning. I reboot this just for myself to see, okay, is there anything that's popping off as value? Because, rewards are rewards. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Danya, what's up? He's our DC expert. Shout out to him for being the team expert there. How many lineups are you running per weekend with MLS and all the European? It kind of ranges, but usually like 10 to 13 if everyone's playing. It is usually around how much. So like, to be completely honest, I haven't looked at anything this game week, and that's not like ideal to play that way. I used to plan ahead a ton, but I just time-wise, that's like why I wanted to get some team experts in here, just to give me some more time to actually play the game. I feel like my actual like strategy hasn't been as good by any means. But yeah, that's, I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, somewhere like 10 to 13. It kind of just depends how many goalies I have playing currently. Hatlingen, maybe. Currently in the middle of an almost 2,000 euro gallery restructure. Selling a bunch of mid cards and condensing into smashers. Yeah, I like that. Surprised how easy it's been. I love that. That's tremendous. Yeah, you love to see that they're easily sending. I do want to check my notification. I'm trying to sell my Carter Vickers, but I'm not selling it for these. I'm getting like 130 offers, and I just don't want to go that route. So I'm just going to straight reject. But let's see. Let's see, where are we at? Hatlingen, are you doing limiteds or are you selling rares? I'm still struggling to sell rares. It might just be my pricing, but I was able to sell like a Schulte in season pretty easily, which was nice. But some of my cards, they're probably just not that good. But I thought Carter Vickers would go pretty quickly. Fabio, this is a good question. I don't really know. I can't really speak to the percents. They get better. I know that like the projections that they use from like the league experts that are good at it, they don't put it in right away. Like, so the people that are putting in aren't great. And then they get a lot more accurate. So I would expect he's 90% by the end. He has no injuries. Laurel Failer, she had some crazy, like crazy drama with her doing her job. She does a great job for FC Cincy. Nothing from training, no issues at all. 90% on him. I have no issues at all. Laird, what's up? What's up? Just trying to learn a little bit about the game week. What's up with you? Oh, 45 lineups running. I don't even know. I mean, I hope you have server data in the button because, whew. Yeah, I appreciate that. Wheat is great too. If you don't know him, he runs a Patreon. He's one of the good guys in MLS too. So definitely give him a look as well. Okay, limiteds. Yeah, awesome. I mean, to get in and out, that's tremendous. Tremendous. I don't think they use experts. I think like if you look like an hour before, they're usually like, if there was like an issue, they usually get kind of straightened out from what I've seen. I haven't looked too hard though. Yeah, I missed the beginning. Is Jesus Ferrer back? He's back, baby. He's back. We're getting all of our utility out now. The last 4 games. Yeah, I like him. Definitely going to find somewhere to play him. That's for sure. Yippee-ki-yay. 90 lineup. I don't even know where I would start. That is amazing. That is amazing. Rare Knight, what's happening? Welcome in. Currently not a button, but I might need to building lineups like 30 after long. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I suggest it. It's just kind of like a quality of living thing. You can do without it, but like quality of living. And I'm only doing like 13 lineups, 10 to 13 usually, maybe a couple here on either side of it. But man, yeah, what if? That's for sure. It's just, so I bought them for under 23. I was like, yeah, if you look at the MLS summer, there's not really, everybody ages out for under 23 forwards that are like, elite options. I already had Andres Gomez, so like I was covered there. I'm like, I'll get him as well. And he gets injured and just falls off the face of the earth. Yes, he has risen. He has risen, baby. I appreciate that, Brose. Daniel Cooper says, my brain is fried with 23 lineups. Yeah, that's for sure. 10 to 11 lineups takes too long, for sure. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I like the lineup building process. Sometimes I absolutely hate it. And like, that's kind of why, like, sometimes I'll build them on stream, but most of the times, like, I just don't like doing it. I just would rather, after the stream, just in silence, just mull away at at everything. Donnie, you bought him and then you got injured till the end of summer, pretty much cursed. Yeah, that's a dark hole you don't want to be in, and it's pretty brutal, especially like whenever it's like a guy that he would be in your main lineup a lot of the times. I was so wrong about Dallas this year. My cat's making an appearance, so he's doing his own thing. I was so wrong about Dallas. I really thought that attack, Velasco was known to be out for like the whole season, but getting Musa and some of the, experienced guys like Sebastian Leggett, I mean, you got to think, I don't know, Paul Areola, name-wise, yeah, they're past their prime, but I don't know, it's a solid MLS team. I still stand behind it. Injuries happen, but I was way too high on them. And I probably still am. Bundesliga rare reward. Yeah, we'll get to. So D1, we're looking at 92%. So if you're up there, nice. Congratulations. It'll change before lock, but, I don't have any of those, which is rough. Let's see. Where's D2? Here we go. D2's at 26%. Then down to D3, 16.2. D4, where I'm at, 7.28%. Brutal. Yeah, Dark Horse. Yeah, for sure. Get through 10 lineups and I'm over it. Champs League rotation. Yeah, might be tied to add Velasco back. I mean, I'm glad they gave him the penalty the other day, maybe 2 matches ago. That was nice. I didn't play him or anything, but it was nice. Oh, Rodri. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, Bruzel. That's brutal. Davidov, what's happening? Welcome in. Yeah, a lot of rough, really rough issues there. So that's the game week info. If you have any MLS questions or you have any, Google Sheet questions, I'll bounce around. But we're going to go to the fixtures next. Team fixtures. Get off MLS. Let's start. Where do we want to start? Do we want to look at all and just see Shanghai up here as usual? Or Bodo Glimt, who pulled off the nice home win. I believe it ended 3-2 midweek. That was, I guess they're good at home. That was just one that I didn't see coming. But I would say I'm more of a casual when it comes to teams like that. Who'd have thought? Sporting Lisbon up there. Arsenal up there. Instead of going to all, let's go to the Prem and just kind of bounce around a little bit. I'm not lineup building or anything. We're just doing questions and answers. And I feel like going through like specific leagues, and then we'll get to the Eredivisie special and things like that. So, I didn't watch the match or even came up 10 men as well. Second yellow for diving. Man, that's brutal. But shout out to them getting it done. Arsenal up top. So Nep is going to be in a really good shape here. Liverpool up there against Wolves. Wolves are always a team that I feel like they're like a thorn in your side whenever you think they're going to get smashed. But, Liverpool should be all right there. City playing Newcastle. City battling all these injuries, things like that. It's not a gimme by any means. Bournemouth. It's time to use my Bournemouth boys. All the signings that I made, the Milos Kerkez, the Uwatara, whenever he was at Lorient. Now's the time. Should have sold them 2 years ago. Now's the time for me to play them. Against Southampton at 61%. That could be a sneaky little Prem. I might play a little Prem Classic. Who knows? Chelsea against Brighton, 57%. Villa against Ipswich. Surprised it's not higher, honestly. 53%. Surprised it's not higher. Brentford against West Ham. Man United against Tottenham. So you do have some matchups where, Forest against Fulham, like Palace against Everton. You never know what's going to happen here. This is actually like a pretty fun slate, other than, Arsenal should get it done. Liverpool should get it done. But as Brose said, they do seem to always score a goal. But like without Pedro Neto, I feel like Neto is always involved in that. But you got Wolves, Bournemouth, and Forest in season. I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? David, do you think Agata will start? I do. As far as I'll just run through my notes. I can't show it on screen, but shout out to Alex. He is our new Sporting Kansas City expert, but on Predictorfy, I just kind of do them all still until maybe eventually we'll switch a little bit. But my notes, they played yesterday, 120 minutes. I have Agata at 70%. Polito played the full 120. So the players that played the full 120, other than goalie, Castellanos and Volader. So I would think Funtas and Rosero there at center back spots, just kind of the full rotation. Johnny Russell played, so I really doubt that Johnny Russell will start. Polito and Shelton. Shelton, I guess they have Davis who could play right back as well, but they don't really have anything there. Villa's been lucky to come back. Yeah. Kind of hope Ray is injured. Man. Yeah, I never want to get to that point or even say it just because I feel like the luck, I know there's no relationship between the luck in that, but I just don't want to say it. You have Neto Classic, better run them as a risk anyway. We're back up in season. Yeah. The old rooting for injuries or like players like questionable and you just like hope he's out. I'm guilty of that too, but I try not to. La Liga. So let's see what we got. Barca up top against Osasuna, 68%. But again, with these teams, you never know. What Barca won 1-0 yesterday. Midweek, you have Champions League coming up. So it's interesting to see what you kind of have. Villarreal against Las Palmas, 65%. Athletic Club against Sevilla, 58%. Gator guys, Real Betis, however else he said it. No idea how to say it. So against Espanyol, like he talked about, you definitely have to go watch that if you haven't already. Sociedad versus Valencia, 53%. Vallecano versus Leganes, 50%. So those are your ones over 50. You got Madrid against Madrid, Real against Atletico. So that kind of takes away some players. That's nice. That's nice. Columbus lineup rotation. Yeah. That is going to be tough. So I'll kind of run through who I have, but it's a pretty big guessing game to be fully transparent. I don't feel great about it. They're playing at DC. So I'm assuming they do rotate. Cucho not playing 2 matches before the Campeones Cup was interesting. Or is he going to rest again and then go back at it? They're doing a good job, not for server managers, but they're doing a good job of getting everyone healthy and, well, not everybody healthy, but getting everyone kind of minutes and, being able to play Rossi for 45 minutes, then bring on Cucho and he scores a goal and assist every time off the bench and they're getting away with it. They're winning still. But I have Rossi 70%, Cucho 70%. But like I said, if it's not broke, go 45 and 45 again. Maybe it's AZ Jackson, 30% there. Should see Shambost. It's kind of him in the rotation over Ramirez. Arfston's a toss-up. Maybe they play DeJuan Jones, so 60% on Arfston. Herrera, it seems like the rotation, he would be that right side over Farsi. Zawadzki is out for a few weeks with a rib injury, so I think Matan, they play a little bit of attacking issue there. Or again, you can see Derek Jones with Nagby there. Habruina, however you say it, Tata. I would love to see him get some run. Why not? And the back line, Amundsen played. I'll just kind of go through they only played 90 and then went to Pens. Camacho, Morera, Amundsen, Nagby, and Cucho all played 90. And the rest of them kind of played close to 90. So there's not a lot of, a gimme from there. But the back line, I think it's going to be Chaburko, Camacho, and Morero with Amundsen after he scored that great goal. Having a chance, but kind of coming out of that. So that's kind of what it is. La Liga is different. Yeah. I won't even pretend that I'm a La Liga expert. So I will believe what you guys say about that. This is like whenever I was making a graphic for this video, like I felt sick about it, putting Montreal in. It's just not. I can't trust Montreal. I know what they tried to do with bringing in Columbus's the Crew 2 team, the MLS Next Pro team, bringing in the coach from there and kind of trying to do what Nancy did in Montreal, which it's not replicable. You can try to be him, but he's just a great coach. So it's tough. I can't really trust him. I just can't. But Courtois is just kind of, he struggles with like the man management. I know you have like a decent amount of egos. You got Joseph Martinez. Kokoro has been an issue in the locker room, apparently. Now you have Wanyama who's training again, but he's been held out of the team. He's a DP. That's pretty hysterical that he just doesn't play. Caden Clark's season, though, he in that new role, it has been flourishing. He's everything right now that I thought Opoku would be there. So, yeah, I would fire up Caden Clark. But with their rotations, it's so hard to predict that lineup. How long after the season do playoffs start? It's kind of, you roll right into it. Those wild card games, I think, are like the next game week after it ends, I believe, is kind of how it's been in the past. Daniel, what's happening? Congrats again. Survivor. All right. I used to watch Survivor with like my parents, but I haven't watched in forever. I've watched like Big Brother with my wife when we can, when the kid allows us to, watch what we want on TV. Do you think they'll start together or switch out? To be honest, I don't know. I would think they were kind of rotating up until Cucho is in good enough shape to play after playing 90 minutes midweek. But are they just kind of like holding everyone back, and then they're really, once playoff comes, they'll get after it and they'll both play 90. But it seems like they're rotating everyone to get everyone some action. So we might see Russell Rose start. If I had to pick, I would say that they both start. They should, but road match against DC, do they think that they can probably get through it without them? Play one 45, the other 45. They probably can. So nothing against DC, but it's just kind of how it is right now. I got all my non-challenger lineups out of the way early. Let's go. Time to decide on MLS. Daniel Cooper, what's up with Lucho being predicted benched on Sorare? I don't know. I can't speak to that. I haven't 90%, if that makes you feel better. We talked briefly about it earlier. As far as the beat writers, Laurel Failer is great. She does a great job covering the team. She had a little spat earlier whenever she was literally doing her job and doing her job really well, and they kind of took away her credentials and stuff. You got to look into that story, and she had a great support, and rightfully so. She does a great job. So if you don't follow her on Twitter, she's a must follow if you want anything SC Cincy, and she does everything with training, everything like that. Nothing with Lucho. So I'm not really sure. But shout out to Daniel Cooper. Love that. Lucho has moved from 90% bench to 57% bench in 2 hours, moving in it, and the idiots are getting outvoted. Yeah. I half wonder if, like, at the beginning, like, people are like, hey, let's get people into a hysteria and kind of go from there. But yeah, it's going to change. And so, like, you can say all you want about, like, oh, these predictions are, whatever. It makes you think, right? You looked up, okay, what's going on with them? So I kind of like, I'm kind of like on the team where I like it, because whenever you're doing your lineups, and if you're doing it right before, you're like, okay, I use the button, which I love. I look over there. Okay, wait, why is this guy 60%? Maybe I should look into it. And then you do your own research and you kind of go from there. Speaking as a guy who does like 10 to 13 lineups, it's a lot easier to do that for me. If you have some of the people in here have 100, it might be a little bit tougher. Yeah. So that's for sure. As long as Blake does not shatter into 1,000 shards, I've avoided all my MLS TMPs at least. Yeah, that's good. It'd be great if Blake just wasn't made of glass, but that's been so frustrating. 2 of my goalies are Blake, so that's why I really the lineups can really swing if I don't have those 2. What do I feel? My Philly and Seattle stack pick scores are too high. They're both in great matchups. We might as well. I know I've had La Liga on here. We'll bump to MLS just because the 4 teams I listed in the graphic were the top 4 favorites from the slate, and 2 and 3 are Philadelphia and Seattle. So I don't think they're too high. I would fully agree with it. The Montreal one, they're playing San Jose in a great matchup where San Jose has to go cross country. So, yeah. And this too, yeah. Don't play them. Do your own research, and if you feel comfortable about playing them, which if I had a cost, I would fire them up. Yeah, if people are afraid to play them, I kind of love that aspect too. Yeah, for the don't pay build. Yeah. I mean, But at the same time, like I use the lineup builder and I couldn't imagine doing my lineups without it. So I'm definitely team Sorare data. I can't believe you slandered Andre Blake in your. What did I even put? Because I think I was just a little salty. I didn't play him whenever I was typing that out. So I'll read what I put. I just, as a Philly fan, and like if I would have played him instead of like Schulte and all them, I probably would have won a couple competitions, which is brutal. Yeah, I forgot to say that. I said Andre Blake returned to the starting lineup in the 4-0 clean sheet against DC. He was wincing in pain when diving for saves and holding his ribs. He's made of glass now, so I have to keep an eye on him. Yeah, there was no saltiness whenever I was writing that. Yeah, always do your own research, and at the end of the day, we don't know everything that's going to happen. I guarantee there's MLS news that didn't come out before, or somebody gets hurt in training on Friday. And yeah, that's brutal. Hani time. Since MLS refs are corrupt and booked Evander. Yeah. Well, I remember, I mean, not that long ago, but like Driussi and Hani were like the absolute elite plays. And they're so goal dependent. It's crazy how far we've come. Yeah, I'm a huge Philly fan, but I'm like, I can't help myself. I'm just like a really negative fan. I'm kind of probably like the worst fan just because I'm so negative about everything. And then, the highs are high, the lows are really low. Should I even bother risking him? Yeah, he played around 65 to 70 minutes. I can look real quick because I posted it on both Sorare Inside Predictorfy. He played midweek, which is positive long term, just because he took that little knock where he sat down and pouted. He played 68 minutes, so close to 70. I put him at 70% just because there is that risk with him, just because, if the coach is saying in the presser that he's really disappointed in him coming off, that's not great. It's not great what you want to hear. Gazdag and Glesnes have been on fire. Yeah, Glesnes, I usually don't put him in, the lineup because I play Kai, and then usually I play like Ricky Pooch as my classic card with those lineups. But Glesnes has been popping off, giving me boxes and other ones. So I'd like to think that the box that I won Van Dyke in was because of Glesnes. I didn't look. Recommend DMing me if Blake tears his metatarsal in the gym tomorrow morning. Why is Walker Zimmerman so cheap? Only one game under 50. Yeah, he's very solid. I just think all the prices, like whenever I was doing my RotoWire article today and like I was looking at the prices, it's crazy. Self-promotion, I can't help it. Get the comment off the screen. Yeah. So I love Hartle for one. The ads make this laggy for this one. But if you look, so like Kai is like $15. Whenever I started writing the articles at the beginning of the season, like unbelievable. Hartle, his price has been up. Carlos Heel, classics under $10 right now. That's insane. I paid half an ETH 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago for his limited. I mean, that's more of like, what am I doing? But Jesus Ferreira is a $4 card. Ty has been unbelievable, and he's a $2 card. So a lot of that is just crazy to me. So yeah, 370 plus. Yeah, Walker's not bad. Yeah, Driussi, where was he linked up to? I think I put it in here, and then I might have taken it out just to make space. Links at a River Plate, yeah. So large River Plate there for the 2025 season. Not sure if that has wheels, but he is under contract. So, he'll be in Austin unless they sell. Rehearsal dinner done. Let's go, Detroit bad boy. Beers killed. What did I miss? Some Andre Blake hate, some Andre Blake love. Yeah, I mean, didn't really miss a lot. Me like going off topic completely from whatever I was doing and just kind of bouncing around. Yeah, it's too tempting. I picked up, I'm right there with you. I picked up some guys for, I mean, really nothing. Not nothing, but just to try and get some stuff there. Ura season. Oh man, he's playing well. So like, again, another, like, I'm a terrible fan because I'm so negative. Like, he's actually been pretty good. It's just, I hate watching him play. He's just lethargic and just not fun to watch. He misses a lot of chances, but yeah, he'll probably pick up a decisive. He'll score a 60 and get subbed out in, the 63rd minute. Torn between Edward Löwen and Lucho for priority. I like Cincy. I just did a video for RotoWire about bets, and I'm on Cincy minus 115. Not financial advice whatsoever. It's probably just, throwing darts at a wall at times, but I like Cincy. I will say that, Löwen should play, but after missing that last match with load management, it was said that it was just for his hamstring to be 100% for, the rivalry match. So he should be, good to go. No issues there. But that hamstring, you hope it doesn't flare up. So I would go Lucho just because I feel good about Lucho playing and shouldn't have any issues there. So I would go Lucho, but let's do a tiebreaker. I'm a big tiebreaker guy with the database just because, I really believe in it. And if there's enough data, kind of like to go that way. So Lucho, we got him at projected 76, 0 of 70 plus in his last 5, but that's going to change. And then there's Löwen. Here we go. Löwen's down here at 62. So not a huge gap in between them, but yeah, Lucho is definitely who I would go with. Yeah. And then you can get that 5% if you really want to. Absolutely. Put Ura in that animated special. Nice. I also have Cincy. Love to hear it, Brose. Same page there. My dog just asked me, could you share the pick scores for the entire Jumbo squad? Yeah, why not? We're just men of culture here. And if, I'm just going to assume men. I really doubt there's anyone in the stream. YouTube tells me that there isn't unless someone's watching from, their wife's girlfriend's account. All right, so let's just, sometimes this is a little laggy whenever it's, going through everyone, but yeah, I got you. It'll take a second to load here. But same with Daniel. So this is what I talked about on the video that'll be posted tomorrow. Against a tired LAFC. Yeah, that's Lucho for sure. I like both matchups, don't get me wrong, but watching from my burner. Yeah. But like even that, I've unless people don't list their their gender, literally zero viewers have been female. That's what Sorare does to you, huh? All right, it's loading up. All right, so here's your pick scores. I'm not even gonna go through the names just because they just all look the same. I can't really distinguish with a lot of these players, to be fully transparent. Pretty tough. So I'll just leave them open screen for the top guys. You probably only want the guys 50 or above. Your dog is very impressed. What do you think about Columbus after what Philly did to them over the week at DC? Yeah. The only reason I'm not on them is just because of the rotation risk. I do think they're going to win, just because what they've done. DC is really hungry, and they're right on that playoff bubble where I think there's going to be rotation with Columbus, and they're kind of coasting into playoffs. You're not going to catch Inter Miami. You're just not. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, they want to get better seating for home field advantage, but at the same time, they want everyone to be fresh. Sorry, Danya. That's my bad. But I'm trying to give pauses for DC. Yeah, let's go. Haven't used them much. Get them back in the lineup. You love to see that. You just kind of like don't play cards for a while, and then you bring them back. As soon as I got out, they brought me back in. This is possible. This is definitely possible. Then Tech A putting in 6. Schulte played pretty well yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I'm trying to think of what day it is. Limited Whale, let's go. He's back. Limited Whale 5%. Your La Liga. Are you back in D1, buddy? I hope you are. I hope you are. So back to back to 15 minutes ago, whenever just some of these teams you can't really trust, and that rotation risk is kind of what I'm playing into for that. Only one team got 3 D2s now. Okay, gotcha. Just Montreal, yeah, I just don't know. It's not like for the lack of like training reports. It's just the coach just rotates just randomly. Yeah, he was incredible. I haven't done my bad boy of the week because I haven't done any lineups yet. But whenever I do lineups, I'll throw one in there. I'm gonna throw an obscure one because I don't want to win. I want someone else to win, and I'm not gonna beat your. I'm not gonna beat your. Who'd you captain, Biscagli? I know no matter who I play, I'm not gonna beat him. All right, hey, best of luck to you too. Hopefully you do well. Hopefully DC pulls something out for you. Joined very, very late, but we scrolling back. Absolutely. Hey, Didi, thanks for coming in. I've been all over the place as usual, so maybe watch it on 2x. Even though I talk kind of fast, that might be tough. I am team 1x because I can't comprehend at like even 1.5. My processing speed is not great. That's the ADHD, as you can see from the streams. Pretty significant there. JVic, what's happening? Let's go. Hello, bad boys. Tafari or Lennon? Okay, let's see. I like Dallas. I think Dallas is going to beat Orlando. I know Orlando's 5th in the East and everything, but I'm just not. I just can't stop believing in this Dallas team. I just think they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to do what Sporting Kansas City did to St. Louis last year. I don't know. That's just I'm just hoping, right? Just hoping. And Tafari was left out of the lineup last time, but like you just don't want to see Omar Gonzalez play, to be fully honest. Lennon against Philly, Blake is probably due to get hurt in like the 33rd minute. Andrew Rick will come in and he'll bottle one and Lennon will get an assist, right? But I'd probably lean. I think Lennon can still score well enough. Philly doesn't really possess the ball too much. They kind of just play dink and go deep. 1.25. I haven't tried 1.25. I should probably do that. Try that. I've tried like 1.5 and I'm just like, man. Yeah, it's a really good point. I'm expecting San Jose to keep with the youth movement. Sikaris. I would like to see Cal's little brother play because they have no point. There's no relegation, so you might as well. And then Sporting with them playing 120 minutes. The only thing I'll say with them is they'll probably rotate, several positions, but it's still a huge rivalry and they definitely want to win this. So after this match, yeah, just throw them out. But I think they'll fight. And St. Louis hasn't been great, but at the same time, I do like St. Louis. Best odds you'll ever see all season on Bayern and Man City. Leverkusen and Newcastle have been both shaky. Yeah, stinky scores, bench last game. Oh, sorry, I'm behind on the chat. First ever card was a Dallas Farfan. Yeah, Marco Farfan playing left center back. Pretty funny. Alex, let's go. Also, yesterday seems to not exist. I don't know what happened. Yeah, sorry, man. I was pulling for you. Balot, I want to run Blake, Wagner, Gressel, and Messi in D1. I'm so stressed. Blake DNP would make me relegate. Yeah, with relegation, you have to. It's a scary process, that's for sure. I am playing both of my Blakes, so I will be watching tomorrow. I have an in-service day at school, so I'll be able to check my phone a little bit, which would be nice. I mean, I can't be on it the whole time, but I will be checking Philadelphia Soccer now just to pray that we don't get anything. Like last Friday, they had to wait until the 2:00 press or whatever time it was. It was like a couple hours after break that Blake would be in the lineup. And it's just like, I could have had two lineups. I could have bumped Blake up. Brutal. Javik, yeah, I agree with this sentiment. High risk, high reward on Lennon. Like I said, he can get an assist. Definitely. And Atlanta's playing a lot better. They've looked the part, pushing Inter Miami to the brink. So pretty solid there. Oh, Limited Whale, putting money on Newcastle, crazy home record, and City, no Rodri, no KDB. Yeah, the injury bug for sure can be an issue. Any chance Toronto or Vancouver rotates more due to the Canadian Championship Friday? Final yesterday. Yeah, I think there's definite with Toronto. You're looking at guys, the guys that played the full match. But the thing is, they only played 90 minutes, where the U.S. Open Cup went 120, which kind of makes more rotation viable. Sean John, Long, Petretta, Larea, Osorio, Longstaff, Bernadeschi all played the full 90 for Toronto. You had Insigne, who played 68 minutes. Kerr played 68. O'Neill played 72. And Cuejo played 84. With some of the injury guys, like Osorio took a knock the previous match. So he was like back and they were kind of resting for him. With him playing the whole match, he does have a little bit of doubt. For sure. But yeah. Etienne's been hurt, so I doubt he plays. They just don't have a ton of options behind. If you look at the midfield that played last match before the Canadian Championship, who was it? It was Thompson and Servania. So maybe we see them again. But I have a lot of like 70% guys, 60% guys. Don't feel great there. Vancouver, the backline's so hard to predict. It just really is. The thing with them, they played at home and they're going to be at home again. So they're at least not traveling. Full match guys were Balmer, who played really well. I mean, Takayoko, has struggled throughout the year. So Balmer played really well. I'm not saying he's going to take the position, but he was more in it because he was a Canadian player. I feel like Utvik, Veselinovic, Laborda, Gald, Kubas, and White all played 90. Ahmed coming back from injury played the first 45. Raposo second 45. Fafa Pico played 60. Adekogbe 72 and Pedro Vite 85. So there's some guys that could definitely rotate out of that bunch. Gald is usually good. White is usually good whenever they're healthy. Fafa is usually good. I feel like that front three should be fine. I went 80% with each of those. Then you get really gray area in that midfield. They just rotate so much. And that back line, Blackman didn't play. So in theory, he should be fresh and good to go. But it's tough. Armstrong's still building up fitness. I don't think he's fit enough to start. With Alex being in here, if you have any Sporting Kansas City specific questions, I answered a few because, I followed it as well. I just kind of listed off who played what minutes. But yeah, he's in here. So ask any questions for him. He'll answer those as well. Bernadeschi is your main sweat out of all of them. Takayoko too, but look like he didn't play. Bernadeschi, I have him at 70%. He should play. He should, but you just never know with him. Should play. I would feel okay with Bernadeschi, like lining him up. Takayoko too. He didn't play, but I guess I already covered that. All right. all caught up on chat. Okay, so just kind of bouncing around. Let's look at Bundesliga. Briefly talked about the long-term scope. If you're looking at that, we looked at the next 3 matchups, next 5 matchups. Dortmund at the top. This just feels like a Dortmund Leipzig with Bayern having a tricky matchup with Leverkusen. It's gonna be pretty tough here. Just based on what I briefly looked at as far as what this weekend looked like. Is Pico going to score 100? Yeah, I know Evander's not in the lineup, but I'm kind of pulling for Portland. I don't know. Here you go. Yeah, you're your beloved Portland. Yeah. Vancouver hasn't been amazing at home. They've dropped some points. New hairstyle, form dropped off. Yeah, Bernadeschi's hairstyle was ridiculous. Here you go, Alex. Here's a question for you. After he's played 120 minutes there, yeah. But other than that, some of these teams, like Frankfurt played midweek, so you can see the rotation there. But Holstein hasn't been terrible. So there's those matchups. Let's get to the Eredivisie because we haven't talked about that. The Eredivisie special. So the guys that are asking about updates, like he updates anytime there's a comp, which is great. And up at the top, Twente, 82%. Speaking for a friend, will Dan Rotes ever play half decent? Because, boy, his form is just horrendous. There's another guy that I bought that just went completely down the drain. So just looking at this, that's crazy that they are number 1. And then PSV, inevitable against Willem, 81%. So if you don't have PSV, I would recommend, unless you have a Twente stack, I guess, or Ajax against Walwick, Feyenoord against NEC, but NEC's been better, 64% there. AZ against Utrecht, 63%. This was kind of like the matchup that I was looking at, just as okay, if you want to do a budget, Zwolle. I have McNulty in my club. That's the only reason I kind of looked at that briefly earlier. So that's kind of interesting there. Insigne and Osorio, both of those guys coming off of injuries. Osorio played the full 90, and Insigne didn't play the full 90, played like 68 minutes. I have them both as starting, but they're major risks in my opinion. I have them 70% for both, but honestly, I could be lower just because you don't really know with Insigne. He should play, but will he? With the match yesterday, and then Osorio coming off injury as well. He played the full 90, so that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. Will they rotate him? It's still to be seen. Let's go. Rec and Fortuna going to get smashed. Hey, you never know. You never know. Can't get demoted or relegated. Yeah, it's a rivalry match. Friva's form has been great, but he's captain, so benching the captain. This seems to be hard to do, but be cautious with him. Yeah. Yeah, I rejected 2 ETH for my Noppert during the World Cup. It's crazy. I mean, I've done a lot of that kind of stuff too. It's just like, man, to know, I still thought he was cheap, before. Super rare. Yeah, I assumed it was super rare. But if you look back, 2 ETH for his rare 2 years ago could have been real. Oh man, we've all been there, so can't really hold your head on that one. Go ahead, struggle this year playing Groningen. Heracles against. We already talked about that here. Yeah, Sparta, 55% there. So I guess you could go different routes and hope they pop off, or pick and choose, from these teams. But I'm not going to be playing, or I might be playing it, but I won't be prioritizing it by any means. I just don't have any PSV players, so I prefer everyone plays their PSV players in this competition, so I don't have to see them in Challenger. So if everyone can agree to do that, that'd be great. You would think most of the in-season cards would go there, but like a game theory type of thing would make a lot of sense to put your PSV guys in Challenger, like if you have D1. But please don't do that. Let me have my Philly boys in D1 and maybe do something. And Blake will show up in the injury report tomorrow, and then we don't have to worry about it. 3 extra MLS lineups in All-Star. Yeah, I kind of have that same situation just based on what I've seen, but the reward pool is not good and not many rewards, period. So that'll be like my last call lineups and just allow me to train more people. Charlotte 2-0. Get out of here. I know they just won 4-0, but nah, not on the road. Nah, I can't buy into that. Definitely not. Let's see what other leagues. I'm gonna go to Challenger. This is kind of all I care about. I mean, I care about the other leagues, but with Philly having such a good matchup, and it's absolutely hilarious that they're not even on the first page. MLS is just different, but you have Miami up here. Laird was at that game against New York City, which was kind of a surprise draw. Messi, walked less than Laird in that game, which was great. Hashtag server steps, 10K a day, baby. But if you kind of scroll down, it's crazy. You have to go. I know they're 57%, and that's not anything nuts, but like in MLS, it's pretty big. It's crazy. It's that far down. Club Bruges have been kind of hit or miss. Midtjylland there. Middlesbrough, Lewis's Middlesbrough. Aiden Morris, shout out. But up top, Sporting Lisbon, they're always up there. I did buy Zeno DeBas in the off season, so it's nice to be able to use him. But at the cost of Inacio, who I also have, so that's kind of a bummer. You have them and Porto up top. You hate to see that just because they're going to smash their faces off, and also Benfica. So here we are. And that looks like a clean sheet for each of those. Again, not great. Yeah, 10 beers called even. The lights were too bright. Yeah. The lights were just too bright for him. He went out the night before. That day game in the middle of the day, he's just not used to playing that. His little body is just not prepared for that. You got PSV, obviously. Galatasaray, 78% there. And Antwerp against Beerschot. You love to see that. Almost 50% on, as my cat just almost knocked down my whole setup. Almost 50% on that clean sheet. So hopefully I'll get a little bit of that action. Love to see that. Union SG coming off of playing what they played. Did they play today? Yeah. Against Courtright. Up top, Ajax. Can we trust Ajax? Fenner, Braga, Copenhagen, Internacional. Love to see it. Genk up there against Michelin. Then Inter Miami is the first MLS team, like we talked about. Palmeiras plays Atletico Mineiro. Bahia, I can't think they have many cards. Feyenoord as well. Did I buy? I haven't bought a Coven yet, so no Coven Sullivan for me. I'm trying to save some funds to, kind of pick up some more elite options. I'll buy them eventually. Since I already have the 5% with them, yeah, I won't get that at level 20, but I can train him in the off season. I'll probably just wait for the season to be over, just because he's not going to play. Maybe he plays here or there, but I'm still waiting on him. No real reason, but he should pop off maybe 2 years. Next year, more of a role, but yeah. Union can't score. It's a bummer. So you're not looking forward to that, Ronan. Club Bruges have just been hit or miss. If I don't play De Kuiper, he scores 100. If I do play him, he scores 35. So that's been frustrating. Seattle up top. Montreal in no world should be favored, but at home they are better. That stupid bell they ring whenever they score. I expect it to go against San Jose, who just are a shell of a team. Here we go. Lamine Yamal apparently got a bruised ankle. Most likely come off the bench. Interesting. Thanks for that little tidbit. It's crazy how good he is. It's just crazy. Bodrum, I don't even know this team. Turkish League, sorry. Sheffield against Portsmouth. Portsmouth's Mike of, is it Pompey or is it Pompey? It's definitely not Pompey, right? He's a big Portsmouth guy. Sheffield United, love watching them. Which MLS team isn't playing this weekend? Boy, who didn't I do a lineup for? Can we play who's missing? To be honest, I don't know. Without scraping through each team. Who did I not do a lineup for? I'll figure it out. We'll come back to that one. Galaxy. Yeah. I was just going to say, I should know this. Thanks, Just Heat. I was going to say there's somebody, I was thinking there's someone that I don't have at my disposal, which is a big bummer. And obviously Ricky Pooch. Ricky Pooch. Cruzeiro and Barriel, who's just a poor man's Orjano, which is crazy. You love to see it. So, yeah. Feels good. Any MLS questions? Again, just hit me with them. If you want to see anything on the sheet, hit me with that as well. What I'm going to do next is big fan of looking at the pick scores. Pooch. The team I can't afford. What's up? Do we ever? So Acosta's moving the other way. We'll bring him up here. Yeah, let's just go to Costa. He's moving the other way. Laird is actually in here. It's just, we're already up to 43% from what was it 100% earlier. I expect that to just get better and better. My cat's just jumping from the top rope, apparently. Just right. Yep, knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, I have him again. Like I said on Twitter, Just Heat. I have him at 90%. I'm not worried at all. Laurel Failer will tell us. I have faith in her. She'll let us know. Selling Yamal, yeah, that price is crazy. Oh, that would have been a bad misclick. 135 instead of 235. 235 is crazy. That's just, yeah, why not? I mean, I can say that because I don't have him, but like I have the worst time selling players, and I'm like, but I need him. Yeah, she is the best. So I'm glad I've given her like 3 props in a stream. Shout out if you're listening, Laurel. Oh man. All right, pick scores. I'm interested in under 23 whenever I do this. Just because I like to see where the goalies are, Trubin, obviously looking at those percents, he was always going to be at the top. And Junbook, let's go. Just looked up. Apollo, he's turned into a pretty good card. Atubolo, AAA matchup against St. Pauli. What could go wrong? I'm going to play him. Wasted his clean sheet last match. It's just, it's a shame whenever you just don't have you had the Miri red card, which is kind of brutal. 5%, yeah. I mean, so like me, I just can't sell that card. I struggle. Like if it's not my card, oh yeah, you should sell that for sure. If it's me in that situation, I just can't do it. Repeating turnkey. Thanks for the cheap viewers on Twitch. Shout out to you. Man, you guys have been great. If we're getting bots in here, we're really doing something. That's the only player you don't have. Man. Keeper. Guess it makes sense. You got Lamens there. Talked about him for Antwerp earlier. Go with Santos for Frankfurt. Mamardashvili up top there. Yeah, I was just kind of curious. I have Urbig as well. I do have a lot of under 23 keepers. Way too many. They changed the keeper 4 times this season. Oh, man, that's brutal. That's brutal. Vision getting fuzzy. Good luck with your lineups. 40 plus lineups. That doesn't sound like fun. Sober. So send him back whenever he gets a 3-month knee injury. Don't wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. There's only 6 others, so you're like ahead of everybody. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Limited whale. That's why you're the limited whale, 5%, baby. Yeah, Trap getting hurt was brutal for a couple other guys that I've talked to as well. Playing Frankfurt stack with the St. Pauli goalkeeper. All right, yeah. I mean, just don't concede 3. That's all we're asking, right? Flamingo at the top. Who'd have thought? What a shocker. Antonio Silva, again, shocker. DeBost, let's go. Just everything about it. Yeah, I mean, like the commercials, I feel like made Bud Light. I know it was never like good tasting, but I feel like put a lot of people off them. But I don't mind Bud Light. I'll say it. I also drink terrible beer whenever I decide to. So I'm not an IPA guy. So I wouldn't take what I say on beer choices. That's for sure. Miller Lite, yeah, that's great. I love a gentleman's high life. Love it. Champagne of beers. Why not? We got fourth quarter. Cowboys up 2015. Just trying to see if anyone really pops off here. You got some cheap prices if you wanted to put together an under 23 with just so many options, with pick scores, with the sheet. Ajax Yuri Boss, the talented youngster there. Just kind of going through here. I just like to get the under 23 landscape for sure. I'm still deciding. So I don't have a Miri for my Bundesliga team, and like that's like the end. I go in season first. I build all my in seasons. If that team isn't competitive enough to get promoted, I'll probably play the animated. Maybe, I don't know. It's just a shame because like my Amiri's animated and he got a red card. And then my other one is Ekatike. All right, guys, don't forget to submit lineups. All right, see ya. Enjoy your rest of your night. Oktoberfest season. All right, yeah. I'd love to get over to Germany for that. I feel like that would just be so much fun. See, like, schedule around some matches. And I got to get to Europe at some point in my life. So rare, just send me, right? Who'd have thought? Tillman up top, Saka up top. Yeah, Saka's going to be in a smash spot. Kvaratskhelia up there. Wirtz, AAA against Bayern. First has been really good. Kochu, Kochu was a guy that's he's way too good for not playing and like not smashing. I remember his price just went bonkers last year whenever he was moving to Benfica. It's good to see. I don't have him, but it's good to see him. Marmouche is a guy that is on my short list because just pairing them up makes a lot of sense for sure. Yeah, he's been on an absolute roll. That's for sure. I definitely overpaid for his rare, but it ended up being an animated version, so it's got to pay for it, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to lie. It's been a long week and I've had terrible nights of sleep. So if you have any MLS questions, we're about at the 1.5 hour mark. So I'm going to start to wrap her up. So any MLS questions, hit me with them. We'll start to wind down a little bit. Yeah, I agree. I agree fully with this. So I ended up getting Ekatike to kind of, in theory, it doesn't really make sense, but So my gallery has a ton of under 23, and I kind of like that extra option. But I agree. I would rather have the AA and a forward all day for Marmouche over Ekatike. And as you just said, yeah, I agree 100%. If he doesn't hit it decisive, he doesn't do well. And he absolutely smashed it midweek. I can't believe they didn't win. I was following it when it was 3-1. I'm like, man, it's in the bag. He doesn't usually get a ton of AA, but he's actually not been horrible. 25, 20, and he's hitting decisive in those. But yeah, he's probably hitting 45 most times, 40 to 45. He doesn't get decisive, which, hurts. Yeah, I'm risking him. He was holding his ribs, but the post-game presser, there wasn't anything. I'm going to risk him. It is what it is. We probably won't get any information. I was hoping we'd get training information. Philadelphia Soccer Now, Jonathan Tannenbaum, a couple other sources. Haven't heard anything, which is a shame. But yeah. Yeah, but the kids are rotated, running a fever. Yeah, there's a lot of sickness going around. Mine, we got a cat, new cat, not the black cat that you saw, a little kitten. And the kitten decides whenever I just fall asleep to pounce my head. The dog needed out 3 times, last night. That's been a constant. And then, me going to bed at like 12:30 at night and having to get up at 5 is just, it's not great. It's not great at all. So, yeah, if you have any other questions, I'm probably going to wrap it up just because I got to do my lineups and I'm tired. Just not going to lie at all. So if you have any other questions, you can reach out on Twitter, Discord. I'll try to get around to them tomorrow before lock. But yeah, I'm going to build my lineups, see how they look, see how many I get, see what I'll do with Andre Blake. I'm going to play him. It's just, do I play him in my top lineup? Do I not? Yeah, tough one there. So thank you guys for coming in. 20 plus stream, pretty much concurrent viewers the entire time, which is awesome. I appreciate all you guys just joining me to just, look at the game week. It's kind of like a firsthand experience for me, and the chat carries. So I appreciate all of you. Good luck this game week. Hopefully we get some absolute podiums, cash rewards, everything. We'll see you on Tuesday morning with 500 euros, 5 tier 2s, and a star. Yes, you do it. You do it. And Dana Brubaker says, everyone leave a like. Why not? Get me in that. I don't even know what likes do. Maybe puts it out to more people. No idea. Is it true you're playing JJ Watt based on a true story movie of his life? JJ Watt. He is like twice the man that I am in every way, shape, and form. Daniel, San Jose, he has been getting back. So the quote that I got from training was he was showing improvement. It's a lower body issue. He's showing improvement. And that was as of yesterday. Pretty much a toss up between, like, if he's still kind of not feeling it, they're just going to go with Yarbrough. It doesn't matter. But yeah. And let's leave the stream with this. Sorry to Alex, but I am here as well. St. Louis. I'm big on St. Louis. Let's do it. But yeah. Yeah, he's part owner, small slate owner in Burnley. Yeah. Love JJ, love TJ. And yeah, no real risk, no reason, it stinks to not have a keeper, but at the same time, like, best case scenario, he plays and concedes to, right? So yeah, on that note, no more talking about San Jose. We're going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Monday. Let's go.